Now then, how's it going? Welcome to this first ever look, my first ever look at Space Engineers 2 Alpha that is due to release in January. I forgot. I forgot. I'm a professional at this. Anyway, we're gonna have a look at what is coming in the alpha release. What elements of it are different from Space Engineers One, Space Engineers Two. What I'm personally looking forward to, and my personal gripes, which aren't many. But we'll just straight get into it. So, Space Engineers 2 is built on the brand spanking new V-Rage 3 engine, as is labelled here, purpose built for Space Engineers 2. We know during the history of Space Engineers 1, it was kind of bolted together and made to do things it wasn't specifically designed to do. So, the developers this time went, no, we're just going to, rather than doing a new iteration of V-Rage 2, we'll just do a brand spanking new version 3 of a V-Rage engine, and we'll make it purposely for Space Engineers and what we expect of it. That being said, there's been some big changes between the two editions. One of them, the main one that I'm looking forward to, is they've merged the grid sizes. There is no longer a large grid, no longer a small grid. They're all based off these 25 centimeter cubes, which you can obviously change to various different sizes. But because it's all based on these little cubes, the best thing I'm going to show you is during the stream, which was streamed with Obi and Captain Slicerax of the Adventurers Guild a couple of days ago on my Twitch. So here we go. We see in the outline of a block that's about to be placed. The thing that I'm excited for is when he gets to it. He's going to place there's a door. There we go. That is the medical bay, medical room. And because everything is 25 by 25 blocks now, that entire space inside is no longer taken up. In Space Engineers 1, you're placed on your medical bay, it's only an L, but the entire rectangle is taken up. You can't do anything with it. But now, because of the smaller blocks, as he's going to show you, that's just a large cube. There we go. That is what everything is based off of. You can now go inside and place blocks, which I think is absolutely amazing. There's no longer any wasted space. I mean, look at that. It seems such a simple thing, but imagine sticking a locker in there as well, so you can respawn and just grab your equipment and off you trot. And here we go. He's showing off the grid again. Just placing blocks and yeah, having a good time. The next thing I definitely want to talk about is the spray gun. Not because it's the next thing I looked at, but because I want to talk about it. So what essentially it does is it was a mod. It is now actually in the game. So you can take the spray gun, spray individual blocks, spray the entire thing. Or what is really exciting, that it shows in a... Does he show it? Yeah, professional me. Here we go. So this is a super exciting thing if he does it. So you can spray, you can change just one color on a grid. So there we go. That's just spraying the blocks, and now he's going to change the grey only to that blue. See, the red's still there. That means it's no longer hours of doing a really nice paint job, accidentally painting the entire ship, and then having to start again. See, that's just amazing. Another new feature we add in is the redo undo system. So if you make a mess that you want to like undo, say you delete something and a turret goes floating off into space because of it, all you have to do is click undo and it'll undo that action. Or redo will redo it. But that just simple, a nice little touch like that allows you to save a lot of time and effort. And then I am professional. and not rushing this out at all. Space Station is 2. There we go. You can pre-order it. Go wait on the website. So yep, maximum speed has now been increased to 300 meters a second. And what we did see during the stream was that the size of a ship did appear to determine your acceleration speed. Until we get our hands on to the alpha, we're not going to know for sure, but that's what I believe it is. Don't take my word for it, we'll just have to see. Safe speed under 20 meters is amazing. No longer, in theory, will you be bailing around your station in your spacesuit and then get splattered against the wall. Speaking of spacesuit, there's now 2 modes. One mode will not let you go faster than 20 meters a second, precise mode, for bobbing in and out around and stuff like that. And then travel mode, I think, boost mode, which allows you to go up to 300 meters a second, but you will become a smear if you hit something. The new destruction. Oh, yeah, the new destruction mechanic. So inside the alpha, you will get a dev gun. Here it is. You will get a dev gun, which allows you to test damage and things like that, which I think is amazing. You'll be able to test how your ship reacts under fire and things like that without having to take it into combat first and realize you forgot something. Yeah, the damage system. No longer will a block just take damage and then disappear, as though it never happened. There is now a... I don't know how to describe it. Here we go. Things will break into chunks and will float about. Just like that. And what we saw during the stream was the dev tried to get through a door but couldn't because we were crap in his way. There we go. Just like that. So now it's going to be really interesting to see, how the system handles that happening in large volumes. I'm talking multiplayer, PvP, when you've got, 20, 30 ships knocking chunks out of each other, and these are flying about. How well will the systems work that when multiplayer is involved? And also, how will they react? Because we know that if you're moving under 20 meters a second, it won't damage anything. You won't, cause damage on anything. How will they react if your ship's maneuvering at high speed and these chunks are in? Will they bounce about and cause more damage? In which case, some kind of venting system to just kind of try and... no. I'm getting ahead of myself there. So what else? New illumination, things like that. We're using blah, 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 enhanced lighting and things like that. It'll look slightly better. So what are you getting in the early access alpha build? So this is it, Vertical Slice 1 as they are calling it. And these are all the blocks you get. It's going to be creative mode only. So your assembler, your refinery won't work. Also notice there's no conveyor tubes. So you essentially be allowed to go in, build a ship, play about, see how it reacts and things like that. You have got power generation, no batteries though. So, infinite power, I'm guessing. And only the Gatling weapon, but it will allow you to play about with drills and see how asteroids react. And allow you to play about with the damage mechanics. Speaking of asteroids, they now look crispy, for want of a better word. No longer perfectly smooth. I'll see if I can get it up. There was a moment when he was walking on the surface of an asteroid. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Perfect, that's what I mean. Crispy. It's no longer smooth. It'll divots and terrain and things like that. It's no longer a smooth surface. It does look properly detailed. Looks really nice. I like that. I mean, the voxel hand's kind of meh. If voxel hand's a voxel hand, somebody smarter than me might be able to explain why this version's better. But all I can see is that Asteroid looks really nice. Like, super nice. Don't know how they're going to react under damage. From what we saw during the stream, they just reacted as previously. It'd be nice to see if it did have some proper damage mechanics. Like if you shot at them, there's a chance of breaking a chunk off and that were floating off and, things like that. But yeah, that's what we're getting in Vertical Slice 1. Now, how we are going to do this is they are going to be releasing what they call vertical slices. Each vertical slice is essentially going to be a complete experience in itself. Here we go. So Vertical Slice 1 will include creative mode and the ability to build ships and destroy them. Will also be upgraded to having a workshop. I believe it's going to be like in-game workshop from Mod.io only so far. Version 1.2 will improve the mechanics and interface refinements. Don't know what that means, but it sounds interesting. And then version 1.5 will include the VRage Hub and VRage Editor, so mods will be coming fairly early in the development cycle. Vertical Slice 2 will include planets and survival, everything needed to survive on a planet, including backpack building projection. Improved progression will be interesting because I remember Space Engineers 1 progression was a bit meh. And then Vertical Slice 3 will include water. Now, there's no timeline set on how long this will take. I'm not even going to hazard a guess. But after Vertical Slice 3, there will be a story mode, which is looking really interesting. The shorts and videos we've seen previously of them waffling and giving you lore and things is building towards a story mode. And then eventually multiplayer and NPCs and things like that. Now, early access has started the first release was a few days ago. So you can buy it early now for when it gets released on when's it done? Pre-orders are up now and it'll come out January 27th. The two versions, which is the basic bog standard version. And then this is where I start to gripe because up to now it sounds amazing, but they are doing a multiple edition alpha release. They're doing a multiple edition release for alpha, which I don't like. I think that is really, I'm trying to think of nice words. I don't like it. You're doing a multiple edition release for an alpha game. Alpha game being very, very early and not even working. You're not even out the door and you're already going to buy these multiple editions. No. Follow Baldur's Gate in this and don't do multiple editions until you're released. If you do well enough, people will buy the game. Do not do multiple editions. It sucks. I won't be buying it. I won't be buying the multiple editions. I will be buying the core edition because that's got everything you want. But no, I'm not buying Pioneer Edition. No chance. There's been... So far, I believe the word is on if you own all the DLC. If you own the DLC in Space Engineers 1, you will own it in Space Engineers 2. That being said, ships made in Space Engineers 1 can be imported into Space Engineers 2 to save a lot of building, which is an amazing system. Speaking of, when you go to a workshop, you'll be able to drag and drop your design onto your hotbar and then copy and paste to your content, which I think to your heart's content, which I think is amazing. Especially if you start thinking about modular ship building or a modular station building, you can then just stick together whatever you want really quickly without having to navigate through multiple menus. But yeah, all in all, I am really looking forward to this release. Maybe a bit early, but we'll see. Expect it, as all alphas are, to be rough. Expect it. Don't buy an alpha game and complain it's got bugs in it. Don't be that guy. Please don't be that guy. You're not helping nobody. If you find bugs, tell the devs rather than bitching about it on Steam. Here is the hardware requirements. Now, CPU isn't that bad. It's the GPU. For recommended, it is going to be quite a beefy game. It is recommended Yeah, FPS on high for 60. You need an 8-core, 3.6 gigahertz CPU. Recommending Ryzen 7 3700 or an Intel i7 9700. They requiring a 12 teraflop GPU, so Radeon RX 6800, or a GeForce 280 Ti or a 3080. So not low end graphics card. Though for minimum it's a 1660 Super, which I think the 1080 will still run. RAM of 16 gig, it's pretty standard nowadays, that's nothing new. And then the SSD, solid state device, again, usual. Most things require it now. So that is it. That is a quick look at. I said quick look at Space Engineers 2. I'm really looking forward to it, and I will be streaming it as soon as possible. That being said, I will also be streaming more of Space Engineers 1, looking to get Necromundane into it in time for multiplayer of this to be released. So, as usual, if you liked me waffling on, or have anything to add, or have any comments, don't forget to post down below. Let me know what you think. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe and stuff. It really keeps me going. I'd like to get past the 20 mark if possible. So yeah, if you like that. Also, follow me on Twitch. All the links downstairs, down below. Twitch links and Discord links and all that stuff. So yeah, I will see you on the next video, which will be out probably after Christmas and the New Year. Also, there's Ty. Oh, yeah, there's Ty. Pet the doggy. Yeah, thank you so much, and goodbye. Do you need clothes? Are you walking around in your birthday suit wondering what to do about it? Well, look no further than the Adventurers Guild shop for all your clothing needs. We have t-shirts, jumpers, freedom patches, me in the desert in a dress and a jackal. Wait, not that last one. Yeah. Check down below for links.